The violence that we are seeing in the world right now is atrocious, right? And that's putting it quite literally and lightly. However, I come on today to welcome you into a space of what to do and how to make sense of what is happening, right? So that we can begin taking this collective experience of what we're witnessing and what we're hearing about on the daily, right? How we can take this collective experience and move forward with collective action, right? Move forward with collective healing. That is my intent of this video right now, okay? And so first I want to just say, much of what we see in the world, you can come up with a lot of specific incidences, right? I'm not going to do that because I don't want to activate us, and we all know what a lot of what's happening, right? But when we move past that, we see that this is happening and can be understood from a framework of historical trauma, right? Historical trauma is the distress and the inequities that are caused by European colonization to indigenous peoples, right? Gratitude is one way to interrupt that anxiety about how we're going to pay the bills, if our children are safe, if they're coming home at night, etc. What's going to happen next, whatever it is that's on your heart. Gratitude interrupts that process because in that moment we are able to stop the brain from processing all the negative. The brain is attempting to keep us safe, but as long as we are focused on being hypervigilant, we are not able to think clearly and be our best selves, which is why we have to take this sacred opportunity to invest in ourselves. You have to believe that you are worthy of love and respect. And when you believe it, we begin treating each other that way. And we begin to collectively move forward so that we can be the change that we want to see. I'm not sure who said that, but we know that's a thing, whatever. But we're not sure who said that. But we want to be intentional. So this civic engagement is so important. This narrative that our voices don't matter is only because our voices are not unified enough. There's too much division among our voices, right? And so when we unify, and when we go into our aldermen, if you're in Chicago, our mayors, when you send letters and petition, there are letters already written for you if you can't write, right? If you're intimidated by writing to them, if you're not sure what cause to write about, if you're unsure like what's happening, it's so intimidating on a number of different levels, right? Regardless of how much education you have or where you're from. But there are platforms that allow us to have easy access to civic engagement, going and participating in these electoral votes, even outside of the presidency, right? Going and talking to our representatives, the political people who are elected to serve the people, right? Because when the people, however you look, are saying what needs to happen and what we want, there is momentum towards the right direction, right? And so if we are all taking those pockets of safety, I encourage you to take 30-day challenge and give yourself a pocket of safety every day. And if you could do more pockets of safety and add them on each day, right, you're even better off. The second day, do 2 pockets of safety. The third day, do 3 pockets of safety. It doesn't matter how long those pockets of safety are. 5 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 minutes, an hour. It does not matter. Those pockets of safety are helping to rewire your body to remember who you are and what you're capable of. You are a very divine individual, and you have a significant impact and purpose in moving humanity forward. So if you hear my voice and you resonate with what it is that I'm saying, drop in the comments the community organizations in the city that you're in, the groups, the individuals, right? The churches, whatever it is that is happening where they are doing the work. It might be language classes, maybe it is employment classes, maybe it is certifications, maybe it is helping get into food or clothes. Whatever is happening, we need to drop and have a base of understanding what resources we have. Because if we make an asset map together, we see that we have everything we need. Everything we need is already present. We just have to fight the division. And it starts with calming our nervous system. It is not normal for us to be on all the time. We have to take this opportunity. So if you're up for the challenge to take the pockets of safety, to drop inside of the chat, hashtag pocket of safety, and tag one of your friends so they can also join in on this. When we take pockets of safety towards the resistance of the violence in this world, And it's many, many forms. It has started so many forms of violence, and I can go on and on about it. But the main message is we have to understand that the violence is why our systems are on, why we are feeling tired and exhausted, why we are anxious all the time, why we are depressed, why we are experiencing substance use, why we are experiencing our own inner group violence. There's so many things that are happening, and it all boils back down to the stress response system. Majority of it boils back down to the stress response system being activated for far too long, far too often. So let's take this pockets of safety so that we can calm our system. Other ways you can get involved in creating the calmness in your nervous system is being around people that lift you up, that love you, that see you, that make you feel comfortable. Even if you're sitting in silence, watching a movie, right? Listening to music, playing an instrument, listening to instruments, watching something on YouTube that brings you joy, laughing, right? Looking at images of nature, especially if you're in an experience where the outside immediate environment to you is not pretty, you're able to hopefully you might be able to have access to these things, right? And if you don't have access to online, we have access to gratitude, we have access to the breath. No one can take the breath from you until the divine, the Most High says it's time. And so use the breath to calm your nervous system. A long exhale, forget to count, a special count, right? Take a long exhale to calm your system, and take a longer inhale to bring your heart rate up, especially in those moments where we're feeling unmotivated, and we're feeling defeated, and we're feeling hopeless, and we're feeling helpless, and we're feeling overwhelmed. It's okay to feel vulnerable and to feel all of those things. Those are normal responses. But we have a responsibility to understand what is happening, why it is happening, and then using these amazing many free tools that are available to us to engage in this collective healing, the collective healing of our communities and of humanity. So thank you for taking the time to listen. I want to invite you to like and share this video, and I want you to also think about limiting your exposure to all of the atrocities that are happening in the world. It is good to be aware, but our systems are not meant to constantly see these atrocities. This continues to keep your system on and makes it even harder to take advantage of those pockets of safety. Our thoughts can create a pocket of unsafety. Our thoughts can create a feeling and a sense of, I have to be ready, right? And turn that stress response system on. So use things to help interrupt those thoughts. I've said gratitude, and I can't keep saying gratitude over and over again, so live of yoga. But gratitude is so powerful because it heals us spiritually, energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically. It heals the brain, right? It is powerful. The breath is powerful. Those long exhales, if you are feeling activated, if you're feeling like, the urgency, if you're having trouble stopping, if your thoughts will not stop going, right? If you're anticipating something, if you're attempting to prevent something, right? Another way to calm our bodies and our systems down is to have predictability in your life. Have structure as much as you can. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? How do you calm your mind and your body? I'll tell you, there was a time when I woke up in the morning and I immediately started thinking about my thousands of things to do on a to-do list. And the day began anxious. But those moments and those days where I recall the importance of pausing in the morning, expressing gratitude, thanking the Most High for waking me that morning, asking the Most High to protect me, my family, and my loved ones, those I serve. Asking the Most High to use me as a tool, whatever your experience may be, and whatever is going to help you. Open your hearts and you shall receive. Receive the vibrations and the love of your brothers and your sisters and of humanity. Receive the healing that we need as a collective. Soon I will invite us to join in a guided meditation where we can collectively amplify that vibration of healing, of protection, and of moving forward. So join me in this Pocket of Safety challenge for the next 30 days. 2 levels. First level, choose one pocket of safety a day for 30 days. Second level, you may engage in adding on another pocket of safety each day. Remember, it doesn't matter how often you do it or how long you do it, right? Let go of all those scripts. Let's just practice giving our systems a moment of safety so that we can think clearly and move forward. Tap in to what is happening into your community and the resources that are available so that we can carry this together, right? And move towards that collective healing. Engage in activities and thoughts and things and environments, set those up so that there's predictability, there is joy, and there is peace, however short. Color, journal, write down and express your anger. Allow yourself to feel and be vulnerable. Offer yourself compassion. Be around people that you love. Be in nature. Look at nature. Use cold water to bring yourself into the moment. Dance and move your body. Whether or not you think you could dance or not. Stretch, move, exercise. Do something that brings you joy. There's a gift that lies inside of you. Do more of that, right? Those are opportunities to tap into our nervous system. Tapping into the collective, tapping into the collective efforts to move forward are also going to help promote resilience. We want to make sure we are promoting those things that are going to buffer against all of these things that are happening outside of our control. Remember that you have everything you need. We have everything we need, but we have to open our hearts. We have to be intentional in our individual journeys. Tap in. I'll be dropping our YouTube video on historical trauma so you can have a greater understanding of what it is that you're seeing, how to make sense of, oh, that's why that's happening. Here this is again. It helps to detach, a healthy detachment, so we can stay focused on moving forward. I'll see you soon.